Something is different about you, and you are not the only one who senses it. The people who know you best have started looking at you with a quiet question in their eyes because the person in front of them does not match the memory they carry of you. You used to be heavier, more reactive, more easily pulled into every storm that passed through your day. Now there is a steadiness in you that was not there before, and even you cannot fully explain where it came from. You did not announce anything. You did not post anything. You simply kept showing up to a private work that no one else could see. Chosen one, someone noticed your change, and that is exactly why you must not hide your light. If what you have been living lately feels like a season you cannot quite name, that is not confusion. It is growth happening faster than your language for it. The Call of the Chosen. A 30-day journey was written for this exact moment to help you understand what God is forming in you while the change is still unfolding. It walks you day by day through the hidden work so you can stop doubting it and start cooperating with it. You will find the link in the pinned comment waiting for you. You did not arrive here by accident. You were drawn to this message because the season in your life has already begun to turn. Think back over the past months and be honest with yourself. There were nights when you wanted to quit everything, mornings when getting up felt like lifting a mountain, and conversations where you swallowed words that the old version of you would have thrown like stones. Nobody applauded you for that restraint. Nobody handed you a certificate for the bitterness you refused to carry. Yet heaven recorded every single act of quiet obedience, and the fruit of it is now visible on your face, in your tone, in the way you enter a room. That is why the question people are asking about you is real. They are not imagining it. You have been changed in the secret place, and the secret place always leaks into the visible one. A tree cannot hide the fact that its roots finally found water. And you, chosen one, cannot hide what God has watered in you through a long and silent season. There is a holy pattern in Scripture that repeats itself again and again. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you, and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zurzazuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. God does his deepest work in obscurity before he allows it to be seen in the open. Moses tended sheep for decades before he ever stood before a throne. David killed lions and bears alone before he ever faced a giant in public. Joseph learned faithfulness in a prison before he governed a palace. The change always precedes the announcement, and the formation always precedes the platform. If someone has noticed something different about you, take it as confirmation, not coincidence. It means the hidden years were not wasted years. It means the tears you cried with no audience were seeds, not losses. It means the discipline nobody clapped for was building something that now refuses to stay invisible. You are not becoming someone new by accident. You are becoming who you were always called to be. Let me speak gently to the fear that rises when people start to see your growth. Part of you wants to shrink back, to dim what is shining, to explain away the peace you carry so no one feels uncomfortable around you. That instinct is old, and it once protected you, but it is not your friend anymore. Hiding your light does not make others brighter. It only makes the room darker for everyone, including the people who desperately need what you now carry. Someone in your circle is watching you, not to criticize you, but to find hope through you. They are asking themselves whether change is really possible, and your life is quietly answering them. If you retreat now, you do not just lose your testimony, you remove a signpost that God placed on someone else's road. So stand where you are, chosen one. Let the light stay on. Here is what I want you to understand about this moment in your life. The noticing is not the destination. It is the doorway. When people perceive the change in you, an opportunity opens that did not exist before. The opportunity to point beyond yourself to the one who did the work. You do not need a stage for that. You need honesty, humility, and the courage to say that you did not fix yourself. God rebuilt you. Many listeners who have walked through the Call of the Chosen, a 30-day journey, describe the same experience. As they understood their season, their confidence stopped feeling like pride and started feeling like stewardship. That is the clarity this journey gives you. The ability to own your transformation without apology. The link is pinned in the comment below, and it is there for a reason. Your change deserves to be understood, not just observed. And the people watching you deserve the truth about where it came from. Pause with me for a moment, because I want this to become personal between you and God. Wherever you are right now, place your hand over your heart and take one slow breath. Whisper in your spirit, even silently, these words: Lord, I receive the change you made in me, and I will not hide it. Say it again, slower this time, and let it settle deeper than your doubts. This is not a performance. This is an agreement between your soul and heaven. When you speak those words, you are not asking for something new. You are accepting what has already been done. Feel the difference between striving and receiving. Striving exhausts you, but receiving strengthens you. You have striven enough, chosen one. Today you simply receive, and receiving is its own kind of worship. Now let me tell you something about the people who noticed you. Some of them are glad, and some of them are unsettled, and both reactions are part of your calling. Light does not negotiate with darkness. It simply shines, and the darkness must decide what to do about it. A few people may distance themselves, not because you did anything wrong, but because your growth confronts the places where they stopped growing. Do not chase those people with explanations. Love them, bless them, and keep walking. Others will draw closer, curious, hungry, asking quiet questions about how you found your peace. Those are the ones your light was kindled for. They are not accidents in your path. They are appointments. God trusted you with change because he trusted you with the people who would witness it. You may wonder why the change had to take so long, why the hidden season stretched further than you prayed it would. The answer is tender but firm. Deep light requires deep roots. Anything God builds quickly can be shaken quickly, but what he builds slowly becomes immovable. Your delay was not neglect, it was engineering. Every extra month in the hidden place added another layer of stability to what is now beginning to show. That is why the people noticing you sense something solid rather than something performative. They cannot name it, but they can feel it. Real transformation carries a weight that imitation never achieves. You paid for that weight in private, chosen one, and now it is working for you in public, even when you say nothing at all. There is another reason you must not hide your light, and it lives in the future rather than the past. Somewhere ahead of you is a version of your life that requires the confidence you are building right now. Doors you will walk through next year are unlocked by the boldness you practice this year. If you train yourself to shrink every time someone notices your growth, you will arrive at those doors too small to enter them. But if you practice standing tall in small moments, in family dinners, in ordinary conversations, in quiet workplaces, you will be ready when the bigger rooms open. This is not about arrogance. It is about agreement with what God says about you. He called you chosen, not hidden. He called you a light, not a shadow. Your posture must eventually match his declaration, and that alignment starts in ordinary days like this one. I want you to do something with me again, a simple act of faith. Look at your hands for a moment, right where you are. Those hands have carried burdens no one knew about, wiped tears no one saw, and completed tasks no one thanked. Now imagine those same hands holding a lamp, steady and warm. That is what your life is becoming. Say quietly in your heart, "My life is a lamp, and I will not cover it." Let that sentence become a decision, not just a feeling. Decisions made in small, sacred moments like this one have a way of organizing everything around them. Tomorrow, when the temptation to shrink appears, this moment will speak up inside you. You will remember that you made an agreement here. You will remember that hiding is no longer an option you afford. By now you may be asking a very practical question. What do I actually do with this change, day after day, when life keeps demanding the old reactions from me? That question is the right one, and it deserves a real answer. Transformation is not sustained by emotion. It is sustained by rhythm, by daily choices that reinforce the new person until the new person becomes the natural one. This is precisely why the call of the chosen, a 30-day journey, exists as a structured path rather than a collection of nice thoughts. It gives you one clear focus each day, so the change in you stops being fragile and starts being permanent. And thousands of quiet readers have found that structure to be the difference between a moment and a new life. The access link is pinned in the comment, ready whenever you are. Your next step does not need to be dramatic. It only needs to be taken. Let me address the voice that says your light is too small to matter. That voice is lying to you, and it has been lying to chosen people for thousands of years. A single candle does not light a stadium, but it lights a room, and every room matters to the people inside it. You are not responsible for the whole world's darkness. You are responsible for the corner where God placed you, and that corner contains specific people with specific pain that your specific story can reach. The person who noticed your change may be the first of many. Your quiet steadiness at work, your patience at home, your refusal to gossip, your calm in conflict, each of these is a beam. Small beams, faithfully released, eventually illuminate entire houses. Do not measure your light by its size, measure it by its faithfulness. There is something else happening beneath the surface that you should know about. When you refuse to hide your light, you give silent permission to everyone around you to stop hiding theirs. Courage is contagious in the same way fear is contagious, and you get to choose which one spreads through your family, your friendships, your workplace. One person standing honestly in their transformation can shift the atmosphere of an entire room. You have felt this yourself. You have been in the presence of someone whose peace made you want to become better without a single word being preached at you. Now you are becoming that person for others. That is not a burden. That is an honor. Carry it like one, chosen one, with gratitude instead of pressure, because the one who lit the lamp also sustains the flame. I want to invite you into one more moment of stillness, because these pauses are where the word becomes yours. Close your eyes if you can, and picture the face of the person who first noticed your change, or the person you believe is watching you silently right now. See them not as a judge, but as a traveler who needs direction. Now speak this in your heart over them. May my light help them find their way. Hold that sentence for a few seconds and let compassion replace self-consciousness. Notice how your shoulders relax when the focus moves from being seen to serving. That shift from performance to purpose is the very shift that keeps a light burning for decades instead of weeks. Remember this feeling. It is the posture of someone who shines without strain. Consider how a city set on a hill behaves at night. It does not strive, it does not shout, it does not explain itself to the valley below. It simply stays lit, and travelers miles away organize their entire journey around its glow. That image was given for people exactly like you, in moments exactly like this one. A city on a hill cannot be hidden, not because it is loud, but because light is by nature visible. Your change is visible for the same reason. You did not create the light, so you cannot truly extinguish it. You can only cover it, and covering it helps no one. The traveler in the dark does not need the city to be perfect. They need it to be lit. That is the whole assignment, and you are already carrying it. Now think about what happens to that hilltop city when a storm comes. The wind does not turn off its lights. The rain does not persuade it to go dark. The buildings may tremble and the roads may flood, but the lamps keep burning because they were set in place before the weather changed. Your light works the same way. The criticism that comes after your change, the misunderstandings, the people who preferred the older and smaller version of you, these are weather, not verdicts. Storms test placement, they do not revoke it. You were set on your hill by a hand steadier than any storm you will face. So when the winds of other people's opinions rise against your growth, let them pass through. Lamps that survive storms become the most trusted lights in the region. There is also the matter of fuel, because no lamp burns forever without being tended. The hilltop city stays lit because someone faithfully tends its lights, night after night, in obscurity, with no applause. That someone in your life is the daily devotion nobody sees, the prayer before the phone, the scripture before the scrolling, the forgiveness before the confrontation. This tending is not glamorous, and that is exactly why it is powerful. The visible light everyone is now noticing in you is only the tip of an invisible routine. Protect that routine fiercely. Guard the mornings, guard the quiet, guard the inner conversations where you and God sort out what the world will never hear. A tended flame outlasts a talented flame every single time, chosen one, and you are being taught to tend. Watch what the light from that city does to the darkness around it. It does not argue with the night, it simply renders it irrelevant. That is your calling too. You will never have to defeat the darkness in other people by force. You will only have to remain lit in their presence, consistently, patiently, until the night in them loses its authority. Some of the people who noticed your change are waiting to see whether it lasts. Give them time and give them consistency. One honest year of steady light preaches louder than 100 speeches. The hill does not move, the lamps do not flicker, and eventually even the skeptics begin to navigate by what they once doubted. That is how chosen people change entire environments without ever raising their voices. And when the night is deepest, that is when the hilltop city matters most, because darkness is precisely what makes light findable. Do not resent the dark seasons of the people around you, and do not resent the dark chapters of your own story. They are the backdrop against which your light becomes useful. If everything around you were already bright, your change would be invisible and your testimony unnecessary. The darkness is not your enemy in this assignment, it is your context. You were lit for the night, not despite it. So when you find yourself surrounded by confusion, heaviness, or despair in people you love, do not withdraw. Lean in gently, stay steady, and let placement do what placement has always done. The city on the hill has never once needed to chase a traveler. Travelers find the light. Here is a moment I want you to mark in your memory, because something is being sealed between you and heaven right now. Take a breath, and with everything you have heard today settling inside you, make this declaration in your heart. I am chosen, I am changed, and I am visible on purpose. Say it slowly, letting each phrase carry its full weight. I am chosen, which means this was God's idea before it was ever yours. I am changed, which means the hidden work was real and is still continuing. I'm visible on purpose, which means the noticing is part of the plan, not a threat to it. When you accept all three, the fear of being seen loses its grip on you. What remains is a calm readiness, the kind that does not need attention, but no longer runs from it either. As you move forward from this moment, expect one specific challenge, the temptation to perform your change instead of simply living it. Performance is exhausting because it depends on an audience, but living is sustainable because it depends on identity. You do not need to prove your transformation to the people who noticed it. You need only to continue being faithful in the same hidden disciplines that produced it. The change will keep deepening whether anyone watches or not, and ironically, that unbothered consistency is what makes the light most compelling. People trust what does not need their approval. So release the pressure, chosen one. You are not on display, you are on assignment. There is a world of difference between those two postures, and the second one will let you sleep in peace every night. Let me speak now to the area where you feel least qualified to shine. Perhaps it is your family, where they remember too many old versions of you. Perhaps it is your past, which keeps sending invoices for mistakes you have already paid for. Perhaps it is a private struggle that makes you feel like a hypocrite the moment someone calls you different. Hear this clearly. Your light is not your perfection. Your light is the evidence that grace works on real people with real histories. The cracks in your story do not disqualify the light. They are the very places it escapes through. People are not helped by flawless strangers. They are helped by honest overcomers. That is what you are becoming, and it is more than enough. You should also know that this season of being noticed is preparing you for a season of being asked. People who observe a light long enough eventually approach it with questions. They will ask how you forgave what seemed unforgivable, how you stayed calm when life gave you reasons to rage, how you rebuilt after loss. Do not fear those conversations. You will not need rehearsed answers because your life will answer first, and your words will simply confirm what they already witnessed. Until those moments come, keep living the answer. Every ordinary day of steadiness is a sentence in a sermon you do not have to write. The noticing was the invitation. The asking will be the harvest, and your consistency between the two is the ministry. Now let me widen the lens for a moment, because your story is part of something larger than your story. Across this world, right now, there are chosen people in hidden seasons who are about to be noticed, just as you have been. Some of them are frightened by their own growth. Some of them are tempted to apologize for it. Your visible, unashamed steadiness becomes their permission slip, the proof that it is safe to let God change you in public view. This is how courage multiplies, not through speeches, but through examples. You may never meet the people your light steadies from a distance. That does not make the impact less real. Heaven keeps the records of influence that earth never sees, and your account is fuller than you know. As this message moves toward its close, I want to return to where we began. Someone noticed your change, and you must not hide your light. Those two truths belong together, like a door and its hinges. The noticing confirms the work, and the shining completes it. If you hide now, the story stalls at the very moment it was meant to accelerate. If you shine now, the hidden years receive their full meaning, and the watchers receive their full hope. You do not have to feel ready. Readiness is not a feeling, it is a decision repeated daily. Decide today, decide tomorrow, and decide again next week. The decision gets easier each time because every day of visible faithfulness builds the confidence that the next day will require. Let me pray over you before we finish, and receive this as a blessing spoken directly to your heart. May the God who began this change in you bring it to completion without interruption. May every person who notices your growth be drawn not to you, but through you to the one who changed you. May your light never flicker under the winds of opinion, never dim under the weight of old labels, and never hide under the basket of false humility. May your hidden disciplines stay strong when the public attention fades, because you shine from devotion, not from applause. May the travelers assigned to your light find their way home because you stayed lit. And may you wake up tomorrow with the quiet certainty that being chosen was never your burden to explain, only your privilege to live. So here is where we land, chosen one, and let these final words settle deep into your spirit. Someone noticed your change because heaven intended them to notice it, and nothing about that is accidental or dangerous. The same God who formed you in secret is the God presenting you in His timing, and His timing has never once failed you. Do not hide your light. Do not shrink your testimony. Do not apologize for the peace you fought so hard to receive. Walk into tomorrow visible, steady, and unafraid, carrying the lamp that was lit in the dark years. The people watching you need what you carry more than they will ever say out loud. Your family needs it, your friends need it, and strangers you have not met yet are already being routed toward it. You are not responsible for their response. You are responsible for your radiance. Shine in the small rooms, and the big ones will come in their time. Shine in the ordinary conversations, and the extraordinary doors will open in their season. The hidden years were the making of you, and the visible years will be the sending of you. You were not changed to be concealed. You were changed to be found. Let the noticing be the beginning, not the end, of what God does through your life. Stand tall in the light you did not create, but have been trusted to carry. Chosen one, your change has been seen, your season has turned, and your light will not be hidden, because a city set on a hill cannot be hidden, and neither, from this day forward, can you. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you, and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.